In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and peace and blessings be upon the most honorable of messengers, our Master Muhammad, and upon his family and companions, all of them. Summary of the interpretation of Surat Al-Baqarah from verse 1729. Allah gives examples of tangible, sensory things so that we may know the unseen. Allah likened the hypocrites to lighting a fire to give them light, and when it lights up for them and they benefit from this light goes out and comes back again and they benefit from it and it goes out again, and so on. Likewise, the light of faith that is on the tongue and not in the heart, whenever they want to benefit from the light of faith because of their closeness to the believers, and because Allah is capable of everything, Allah takes this light of faith from their hearts because they are hypocrites and not believers, so He left in their hearts multiple, accumulated darknesses of rancor, envy, regret, hatred and malice. These hypocrites have deaf ears that do not hear Allah's method, and their tongues are mute and do not speak the truth, and their eyes do not see the signs of Allah. They do not see faith and its goodness, and they hate the obligation, which is what God has commanded of enjoining good and forbidding evil, just as God likened their fear to their fear of natural phenomena such as darkness, thunder and lightning that precede rain, and they fear death, and this is evidence of their fear of God's punishment after death. But because of their foolishness and their dark hearts, they do not see any light or the light of faith. Then God addresses people with the call of lordship because lordship is the Creator's gift to all His creatures, and He does not differentiate between a believer and a disbeliever in His gift, and He reminds them of the truth that He is the Lord who created everything and has the right to worship, so that they may fear God and love Him, because He is the one who created them and gave them. He is the one who made the earth a bed, and made the sky a protected ceiling, and sent down the rain and caused the crops to grow, and that they should not make with God a rival or equal. And if you are in doubt about what was revealed to the messenger of God, then why the doubt, and he is the unlettered messenger? Then God challenged them and asked them to bring even one surah, such as this Quran. The verbal ratio that they will say matches with a realistic ratio that they can prove and bring witnesses from among themselves who testify that it is like this Quran, and they were not able to. And after this challenge in which the truth confirmed that they will not be able, God made them know that in the hereafter there is fire and torment and that they are its fuel and that they should fear the fire that was prepared for them before the hereafter, and this is a threat from God. And from the mercy of God Almighty on His servants when He speaks about the disbelievers and their torment because of their insistence on disbelief, we find God Almighty giving the believers good news of paradise and what is in it of rivers, fruits, and pure spouses. Then He shows us His creativity in and the precision of His creation in creating a very small creature like a mosquito, and how the view of the believer who believes in everything was and the view of the disbeliever who objects to everything, and He described the hypocrites with three qualities such as criticizing their covenant of innate faith, severing ties of kinship, and corruption on earth, and how much they are losers because of these qualities, and God's warning to the disbelievers with a question in which there is astonishment. How do you see life and death before your eyes and disbelieve while you are to return to God? And God Almighty is the one who created everything on earth. And God is over all things competent. And peace be upon you, and Allah's mercy and blessings.